Leave the school or we will expel you. Hey, what's up? It's your girl Queen Kev here, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I was not expecting my first video to be a whole thing, but you know, we've got some exposing to do. I'm gonna be posting every week, every Sunday night. Subscribe and turn on your post notifications. You can expect story times, vlogs, shopping hauls, Q&As, all of the above and more. Let's get right into it. A little background. The school I'm talking about today is Lexington Christian Academy, LCA. And if you are not from Massachusetts, you probably have never heard this name a day in your life. This is a small private school in Lexington, Massachusetts. I was there from 6th grade to 9th grade. This story begins freshman year. So there's like the main group, the people that came from middle school and just moved up to the 9th grade, and then there's a bunch of new students. One of these new students was a girl named, I can't remember her name, but it's probably better that I don't say her real name anyways. So we're gonna just call her Kate. So Kate came in the 9th grade. She was one of these new students, and she had a reputation that preceded her. Like, people were already talking about her and like the way that she was before she even got to the school. So this retreat's in the middle of nowhere for team building exercises so we can all get to know each other and mix. That sounds... I first met her at this retreat, and within the first 2 minutes of meeting this gal, you find out 3 things. 1, her dad's dead. 2, he left her lots and lots and lots of money. And 3, she can get anyone kicked out in the school. So we're just trying to be nice and welcome her and make her feel a part of the group, you know? Over the next few weeks, she got too comfortable in this idea that she was like royalty at the school. No one could talk shit to her, no teacher could talk shit to her. She could make you lose your job, or she could get you kicked out of the school. From the moment I met her, I was just like, bullshit. There's no way in hell my school, LCA, would ever bend to the will of some entitled 16-year-old girl. She was old. She was older than us by a lot. I just let it go. I don't really care. Honestly, it's not that deep. She can think what she wants. Then she got a little too comfortable with me. She was just flat out racist. I'll just say that right there. She just couldn't make a joke that didn't put my blackness at the center of it, or my hair. And it was like exhausting and tiring. I was already struggling with my identity because, you know, we're kids. And this bitch is not helping. So after this period of like torture and abuse, I decided I had enough. I'm not gonna continue pretending to be friends with a girl that doesn't respect me as a human being. It was a trauma from her father passing, but your trauma is no excuse for you to inflict trauma onto somebody else. Let me just say that. One day I texted her and I was like, we're not gonna be friends anymore because you're rude and disrespectful and you don't have any common sense. And the people that you call friends, they're all pretending because they're afraid you're gonna get them kicked out of the school. They're not your friends. Yeah, so that's basically along the lines of how it went. And this girl responded with fired. I'm not gonna just sit there and take it ever again. This girl was talking reckless, and she expected me to not respond with recklessness times 10. We just argued for a long time. It went back and forth like that, and eventually it was like, I wouldn't say well known, or everybody in the grade at least knew that we just didn't get along. We weren't friends. Our teachers like knew we didn't get along, and I was fine with that. I didn't give a fuck. Shit. I had her posted on my Instagram for, I don't know, while I was still pretending to be her friend. And I tagged her as trash. Was it my finest moment? No, I shouldn't have done it. But hey, I did it. That was not up for a long time, but I deleted it not too long after. So eventually I just got super annoyed because we were still talking and stuff, but it was never anything nice. And during all of this, I did go report her to the student director, but nothing happened. I was like, damn, so can this bitch really get me gone? But after that, I decided that I wasn't gonna speak to her at all. I was gonna cut off all communication and pretend that she never existed in my life to begin with. I deleted all of her text messages. I blocked her on Instagram, and ignored her in real life. Like, I literally pretended she was not there. And I think that is what set her off. Like, she's not getting that attention from me at all. Just sent her over the edge. So you're probably wondering, where were my friends? My friends were scared. They were afraid that this girl was actually gonna get them kicked out. And rightfully so. She did it to me. I didn't think money was that powerful, but hey, what do I know? After a while, like maybe a month into completely ignoring Shorty, I get called down to the office during Bible class. And this This already right here pissed me the hell off because we were doing some shit in Bible, and I don't remember what we were doing, but I remember how I felt. And I was angry as hell because I was already confused and behind, and now I was gonna be even more confused and behind because of this girl. And I knew it was because of her, but I didn't think what's gonna happen. The dude that was there, I don't know if he's still there, but he shouldn't be. Anyways, he goes, you know why I called you here today? Listen, this is not word for word at all. This is just straight from my head, and this was like 4 or 5 years ago. So you know why I called you here today? I'm like, why? And pulls out all of our text messages, pulls out the Instagram posts, and right now I'm just annoyed. I look at the Instagram posts, I'm like, I deleted this a long time ago already. And then I look through the messages, and I peep that there's a lot of shit missing. And I think you can guess what's missing. All of her side of the argument. So it looks like I was just attacking her in text messages, and I posted this to add more fuel to the fire, right? Because I haven't been going to the school for 3 years now. But anyways, and he's like, I called your parents, they're on their way, but this is very serious. And I was like, it wasn't serious when I came to you. How long ago? I know my parents, and they're not gonna come here for at least another 2 hours. So can I go back to class and do my work until they get here? And he's like, no, you can sit right here and wait. And so I was like, huh. I did not see it then, but I see now. In the moment, he was trying to manipulate me into saying that it was my fault and I was trying to attack her. Like he was trying to get me to admit to something. You know what I mean? I'm just now realizing this. My parents get there, and at this point, I'm shaking. Like, this girl was serious? Like, this girl was dumb. I'm not even gonna, she was straight dumb and rude. She didn't do anything at the school except terrorize everybody. And yet y'all are coming for me. So we're talking, and they show my parents the text messages, and I start tearing up because I'm so angry. And there was nothing I could do about it. I had no evidence of anything at all, except for the words in the mouth of my friend, which would amount to basically nothing. My parents are like, you would say this stuff, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, this girl came for me and I came back. I'm not going to just sit there and let some white girl talk down to me. So they're just like, yeah, we have a zero tolerance policy for hazing, blah, 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 blah. You have 2 options. You could leave the school right now, sign off the papers and leave, or you could wait for the school board to talk or whatever, some shit like that, but they will most likely expel you. So basically, leave the school or we will expel you. What kind of ultimatum? My heart sunk. So after they told us that, all of us are crying. My mom, my dad, me, tears. I didn't know what to say, what to do, but I knew I had to leave. So, and then he accompanied me to my locker to go get my stuff, like a 2-year-old. Honestly, I would have gone to see my friends ASAP, so fuck you. And then, we left. That was it. In the car, my parents were just talking about how, like, you can't be standing up to white people like that. Like, as much as it sucks, you're black. You can't act the same way as some of these girls and expect to get treated the same. I was devastated, and I hated white people for a long time. Like, I just could not do it. I couldn't do it. And it's not that I hate white people now, but that moment changed my view forever. This complete distrust of all of you. Is it a generalization? Yes, with good reason. And I cried for like 2 weeks straight, just a mess. I was about to go to a brand new school. I barely knew how to make friends, and I was afraid to talk. After that, I just was afraid to say anything that might get me into other trouble. My friends did go down. They tried talking to him and trying to like convince them that Kate's the bad guy here. But obviously, big bank take little bank. If you don't think this was really exposing anything and I got what I deserved, let me tell you another story of a very similar situation, almost exactly the same. There's this girl. This girl is from a country outside of the US. I think she was from Brazil, right? And these white boys felt comfortable enough to go on Snapchat and post all this racist shit. And, she screenshotted it. And she showed it to the people in charge. And they didn't get the ultimatum. All they had to do was read an apology out loud to the school. I say read because there's no way in hell these boys wrote that shit, man. And even so, an apology is not going to change anything. Like, these are mentalities we're talking about, ideals. This is who you are. You just have to read an apology and everything's okay, but I have to go? But that's none of my business. That this happened to one other person that I know of. They did very well to keep the stories like undercover. And I'm going to link her video in the description. And what happened to her, I think was worse. Obviously, it shouldn't have happened to either of us. Leaving that school helped me like grow into myself, you know, and all that other deep shit. But that's it for today. If you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on your post notifications too. Please do share this video to people that, you know, want to go to the school, that did go to the school. I think everyone needs to be well informed of the type of things that go on. If something similar happened to you, let me know, please. That is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.